What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the MaddenBallerz YouTube channel and our Georgia State Dynasty. Week 7 is here and Georgia State is back at home to take on Middle Tennessee State after taking down undefeated Troy on the road last week. Our running game continued to struggle last week and we are still without our #1 rusher, Derek Romero, this week. We have, however, played well against above 500 teams this year. Let's see if that trend continues today as Week 6 is about to get underway.
Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show.
Carter will kick off for Georgia State to get Week 7 underway and back at his own goal line. Thomas will return this one out past the 10-yard line, past the 20, cutting it outside. Has open field ahead of him. He stiff arms his way to the 41-yard line, and that's where Middle Tennessee State will start their offense here. Jonathan McCrary back to pass over the middle. He goes to Roberts, stiff arming his way to the 44-yard line of the Panthers. One play and they're in Panther territory. First down and 10. McCrary back to pass. He's going to pass deep to Smith, and Smith is inside the 20 and 2 plays in. Middle Tennessee State's in the red zone. First down and 10 now. McCrary to pass over the middle, caught by Javonte Smith there down to the 10-yard line, and a flag comes in. It's a face mask penalty. Half the distance to the goal sets them up at the 4-yard line. First down and goal. McCrary will pitch it out to Shane Tucker. He's going to try to get into the end zone, but he is pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Second down and goal now. McCrary will hand off to Tucker up the middle, and this time he will fight his way into the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown run, putting Middle Tennessee State up 7-0 over Georgia State early here in the first quarter as the Panthers take over for their first offensive possession at the 21-yard line. This pass over the middle going to Mark Moore for 14 yards and a first down for Georgia State. Next play, Reynolds will hit David Bailey on the slant route for another 13 yards and another Panthers first down. So moving the ball very effectively here early on as the handoff goes to Lamont George up the middle. Good for 12 yards and another Panthers first down, as that has been an area of concern here early on this season. Running has not been good. Reynolds the pass now over the middle, intended for Sebastian Willers as he drops the pass, and that has been another area of concern here. A lot of drops in this wide receiving core. Third down and 8. Reynolds will hit Marcus Jackson. He's going to be taken down at the 21-yard line, giving the Panthers a first down. Second down and 12 now. Reynolds back to pass here. He's going to fire over the middle. This one's caught by Marcus Jackson. Good for a first down and a 13-yard gain. First down and 10 now from the 10.5-yard line. Reynolds will keep it on the read option, go right side, stiff arm his way into the end zone, and get the touchdown, tying this game up at 7 apiece here midway through the first quarter as Middle Tennessee State takes over again for their second possession of the quarter. McCrary back to pass. Coverage is good, and he is sacked trying to get away. Sacked by Tanner Strickland for a 6-yard loss. Third and 16 now. McCrary back to pass. He hits Javonte Smith over the middle for a 16-yard gain on an awesome one-handed catch, but they would have to punt as they were short. Reynolds back to pass now for the Panthers. He tries to hit Mark Moore, but he cannot hang on to the pass. And this would set up second down and 10. Reynolds out of the shotgun here. He's going to fire to the left side, hit David Bailey. He will get hit hard, but hang on and gain 14 yards and a Panthers first down. Third down and 9 now for Georgia State. Reynolds back to pass. He's going to fire over the middle and hit David Bailey for 8 yards, but it's inches short of the first down, and on 4th and inches we bring out the offense. Reynolds will hand off to the fullback, Keith Rucker, up the middle for a gain of 2 yards, keeping this drive alive for Georgia State. Second down and 12 now for the Panthers. Reynolds will hand off to Lamont George, who goes left side, gets outside there, gains 10 yards, and that'll set up third and short here as Reynolds under center will hand off to George up the middle. He has the first down and more, taken down at the 10-yard line, setting up first down and 10, and at the end of one quarter, this game is tied at 7 apiece. Georgia State starts the second quarter trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown from the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 10. The pass over the middle goes to David Bailey, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown, putting Georgia State up 14-7 here early on in the second quarter. Middle Tennessee State takes over. McCray is going to lob this one over to the left side, caught by McCray for a 22-yard gain and a first down. 1st down and 10. McCrary back to pass. He is going to get pressured and sacked on the play by Tanner Strickland for a 7-yard loss. That's Strickland's 2nd sack of the game. 2nd and 17 now. McCrary going to take off here, and he has open field ahead of him. 1st down and more, taken down on the 21-yard gain there. 1st down and 10, Middle Tennessee State. McCrary's going to pass again over the middle to McCray again this time. Good for 14 yards and another 1st down. 2nd down and 10 now later on. McCrary back to pass. He's going to look. He's going to have a lot of time here. And he's going to hit Hamilton down at the 11-yard line. A 1st down for Middle Tennessee State. 2nd down and 12 now. McCrary will take off here, and he will get caught from behind after only gaining 1 yard. A nice tackle there by Tanner Strickland. 3rd and 11 now for McCrary and Middle Tennessee State. He's going to lob this one to the end zone, and it's broken up by Patrick Griffin. Incomplete, and they would settle for a field goal to make it a 14-10 game. Georgia State takes over here. Reynolds on 1st and 10, dropping back, firing deep downfield, and caught by Mark Moore. 46 yards on the first play of the drive. Gives Georgia State the ball inside the 35-yard line of Middle Tennessee State as this pass goes over the middle to David Bailey. That one's good for 11 yards and another 1st down. 1st down and 10 now for Georgia State. Reynolds back to pass. He's going to fire, and that one's caught by Marcus Jackson. It looks like he might have got in the end zone, but they say no as we take a look at a replay of this one. He caught this ball down inside the 5, and it looks like he got rolled into the end zone, but they did not call a touchdown. Instead, it's 1st and goal, and the handoff will go to the fullback, Keith Rucker, up the middle for the touchdown, putting Georgia State on top 21-10 here late in the second quarter. Middle Tennessee State takes over. McCrary back to pass, and he is going to be caught by Micah Anderson for a 9-yard sack. 3rd down and 24. Middle Tennessee State now. McCrary trying to set up the screenplay, but he cannot, and he's sacked again by Micah Anderson, his 2nd sack of the day, and this defensive line is all over their quarterback as Georgia State takes over here after a good return. 3rd and 3. David Reynolds tries to run the read option, but he can only gain 2, and we keep the offense out on 4th and 1. The handoff goes to Lamont George, and he is stuffed for a 1-yard loss, and that will give the ball back to Middle Tennessee State here with good field position with 20 seconds left and 3 timeouts. McCrary back to pass. He's going to take off up the middle. 1st down and more. Taken down inside the 35, and they're already in field goal range. 2nd down and 6. McCrary looking to pass, but he will take off once again as the coverage is good, and he's tripped up, and he will not get any gain there. They would settle for a field goal right before half, and at halftime, Georgia State leads 21-13. Georgia State gets the ball to start the second half here. Reynolds out of the shotgun. He will drop back. He's going to fire deep over the middle, and it's broken up, intended for Marcus Jackson. We take a look at the halftime stats here. Georgia State, 60 yards on the ground. A better performance this week so far as we're on our way to 100 yards, hopefully, rushing in this game. 3rd down and 10 now for the Panthers. Reynolds back to pass. He's going to fire this one over the middle, and that one's broken up as well by Johnny O'Neal this time. And maybe a bad play calling scenario there. 3 straight passes ends up in a 3-and-out for Georgia State as McCreary takes off here for Middle Tennessee State as he fumbles, but it's picked up by one of his linemen there. 1st down and 10. McCrary back to pass here in Panther territory, and it's caught by Thomas, who's hit very hard for a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 4 now for the Blue Raiders here. McCrary back to pass. He's going to fire over the middle, and this one's picked off. Patrick Griffin undercut the play there and got the interception for Georgia State. Panthers take over. Reynolds back to pass on 1st and 10. This one's going over the middle to Mark Moore. Caught for 18 yards and a Georgia State 1st down. 2nd down and 10 now. Reynolds back to pass. He's scrambling out to his right, throwing on the run, and this one's intercepted by the Blue Raiders. Bullock has that turnover. as both these teams are trading turnovers in the second half here. Handoff to Shane Tucker now, and he's going to go forward and lose the ball. It's picked up by Alex Lowe of Georgia State, the freshman free safety here, and they would review this one, and it's gonna be reviewed here as we look at the replay here. Fumble there by Shane Tucker and picked up by Alex Lowe, one of our top prospects from last year, but was it really a fumble? As you look at the replay there, the officials would look at it and they would decide that it was not. He was down before the ball came out, so the Blue Raiders retain possession here. Handoff to Shane Tucker up the middle for 2 yards. That will be short of the first down, and they would settle for a field goal to make it 21-16. 1st and 10 now for Georgia State. Handoff to Lamont George up the middle. Can he break away? He cannot, but he's inside the 40, and Georgia State's up to 83 yards rushing on the day. Very close to that 100 mark, which I don't think we have hit this year so far, as David Reynolds goes forward on a read option for 11, and that will get us closer to that 100 mark. 2nd down and 4, handoff to Mark Culver up the middle. He has the first down and more, a 7-yard gain on the play for Georgia State. 1st down and 10 now. Reynolds out of the shotgun, looking to pass. He's dropping back. He's going to fire over the middle, and it's caught by Mark Moore. 15 yards and a touchdown, putting Georgia State up 28-16. Later on at the end of the 3rd quarter, the Panthers would be driving. Reynolds back to pass. He's fighting for the end zone and Sebastian Willard, but instead it is picked off by Brown and the Blue Raiders. And at the end of 3 quarters, Georgia State's on top 28-16. The Blue Raiders have the ball to start the 4th and final quarter, down by 12 here to Georgia State. McCrary's going to set up the screenplay to Tucker, and Tucker will be stopped in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. 2nd down and 11 now. McCrary back to pass once again. He's going to go outside here to his receiver McCray, and there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a roughing the passer penalty, 15 yards and an automatic 1st down for Middle Tennessee State. 3rd down and 10. McCrary back to pass. He's going to fire to the sideline. Caught by Thomas, and he has nowhere to go. Wrapped up by 2 defenders, and Georgia State forces the Blue Raiders to punt. They take over. 3rd down and 2. Handoff to Mark Culver. Up the middle he goes. Hasn't had his name called much this year, but that one goes to him, and he gains 8 yards and a 1st down. Later on in the drive, Reynolds back to pass on 1st and 10. He's going to go to David Bailey. That one's caught for 9 yards. That would set up 2nd and short here. Reynolds out of the shotgun. He's going to keep this one himself on the read option, get just enough for the 1st down, but a flag comes in, and Reynolds is shaken up there a little bit. Can't keep his feet. It was a 15-yard face mask penalty, giving the Panthers the ball inside the 25-yard line. Handoff to Lamont George. Up the middle he goes for 6 yards, giving him over 100 yards on the day. So we do hit that 100-yard mark rushing as a team and as a player, as the handoff goes to George here, and he's breaking tackles inside the 10-yard line. He goes for 8 yards. 1st down and goal for the Panthers. Reynolds back to pass here. He's going to fire this one over the middle for David Bailey, and it looks like he was in the end zone when he got the pass, but he was down at the 1. 3rd down and goal. David Reynolds tries to get into the end zone on the QB keeper, but he is taken back 2 yards, and that would set up a 4th down and goal. And Georgia State would kick a field goal to go up 31-16. As we look at the getting defensive stats here, Georgia State's defensive line all over the quarterback today. 8 sacks for this defensive line as the Blue Raiders take over. 1st down and 10. Down 31-16. McCrary, coverage is good. He tries to take off, but he is sacked once again on the day. 3rd down and 8 for the Blue Raiders now. McCrary setting up the screen to Shane Tucker, and Tucker's going to be wrapped up for a 2-yard loss. So that would set up 4th and 10. They would have to go for it with a minute to go. McCrary back to pass. He's going to hit Roberts here, and Roberts will get just enough for the 1st down, keeping this drive alive for Middle Tennessee State. 36 seconds to go. 3rd down and 2 now for the Blue Raiders. This pass goes out to Shane Tucker. He has the 1st down and more, a 7-yard gain, but time is not on their side as they have a 3rd and 16 now with 10 seconds to go. This pass is going deep to Stone, and Patrick Griffin catches him from behind at the 1-yard line. The penalty would not matter. 1st down and goal. McCrary back to pass. He's going to fire this one over the middle to Jackson. Adam Jackson has the touchdown with 1 second remaining. and Middle Tennessee State would have to go for 2 here, plus return an onside kick. And McCreary back to pass for the onside, or for the 2-point conversion, and it goes to Stone, but he cannot get into the end zone, and that is going to seal this game up for Georgia State here at home in the Georgia Dome. They will take this one. Tanner Strickland, your player of the game, 6 tackles, 4 for a loss, 4 sacks on the day, as Georgia State gets the lead in the Sun Division of the Sun Belt Conference here with a win over Middle Tennessee State. A final score today of 31-22. Taking a look at some other games around the country this week. Penn State blows out number 20 Illinois 42-14. Looking at the stats from our game today, Georgia State 163 yards on the ground, over 100 yards rushing for Lamont George. So we've got the running game going this week. Looking at your players of today's game, David Reynolds for Georgia State, 16 for 28, 219 yards, 3 total touchdowns, and Tanner Strickland, a beast on the defensive line, 4 sacks on the day. As we look at some recruiting now, highlighting the running backs, which was not a priority this year, but with Derek Romero out and gone after this season, and Mark Culver and Lamont George the only ones left, we are looking at Derek Love here. He is a JUCO, 5'11", and 180 something, I believe. He's +2 overall to a 66. He got some pretty good speed and decent acceleration there. 2 new ones we've added in the last couple weeks. Wade Porter here, we do have the lead on him. He's from Americus, Georgia, 5'11", 198 for him. And he is a 3-star running back, and he's a speed type running back. Good speed and good acceleration here. He's +2 overall to a 68 overall here. And lastly, Anthony Gross, a 79 overall here. We are number 7 on his board, 670 points behind on him, so we may be able to get him. He's a 5-star running back, number 4 running back on the board. He is balanced from Fort Riley, North Kansas here, +3 overall to a 79. He has good speed, not as good as acceleration as Wade Porter, but we would really like him to come to Georgia State as we advance to week 8 here, and we will get some recruits, our first 2 commits to our team for next year, Brad Williams and Josh Palmer, defensive tackles, and a big one there in Brad Williams. He has committed to our team, as that was an emphasis and need here. As we look at the standings here in the Sun Belt, Georgia State in the Sun Division has that lead over Middle Tennessee State with the win. As we get into week 8 here, in the next episode, we will be facing off against the University of South Alabama on the road. They come into the game 2-4. We are 4-2. 2 wins from being bowl eligible. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.